Vayigash is a parsha that talks about the reunification, the reunion of Yaakov and Yosef. Finally, after all of the subterfuge is done, after everything is finished, Yaakov finally is reunited with Yosef. He can't believe that his son is alive. He didn't really know. And it's a very emotional reconnection between Yaakov and Yosef, but also Yosef and his brothers. Ani Yosef ha'od avichai. And what I wanted to ask is a question which it bothers many of us, and it bothers me each time I read it, and then I want to share with you an amazing thought from Ramban. So the first thing we want to talk about is like the world in which we live is a world that's focused on truth. Think about how much is about like how much of our lives are surrounded by the media and 24-hour news cycles and congressional panels in order to uncover what really happened, what the truth is, in order to understand, to bring out scandals and to make sure that people are punished and to bring people to justice, and all of those are very, very important things. And we know that sometimes that truth is a critical element of society. Emet. We know that Yaakov, his midah was emet. We say titen emet liYaakov. That truth is an important foundation, a pillar of society. So if that's true, what happened? You have to wonder, what happened when Yaakov came to Yosef and met Yosef and asked him, hey, Yosef, what happened in the end? Where were you all these years? How did you get down to Mitzrayim? What did Yosef tell him? So I want to tell you an amazing pshat of the Ramban, which I think is an incredible lesson for all of us. Maybe not as investigative reporters, but maybe in another way as members of families, people who have relationships. Torah tells us that after Yaakov returned, that after Yosef and his brother went back to Mitzrayim, and Vayalum in Mitzrayim, they came back to Mitzrayim, Vayavo el Eretz Canaan, Yaakov, they came back to Yaakov, and they told him, Od Yosef Chai, V'chiu Moshel b'chol Eretz Mitzrayim. Yosef is alive, he's a ruler, let's go see him. I'm skipping to Chav Zayin. And he told them all the words of Yosef that he told them, and he saw the agalot that Yosef sent, he saw the wagons, and he said, oh my God, Yaakov is alive. Od Yosef b'nichai elchev ve'erenu b'terem amud. Yosef is alive, I'm going to go see him before I die. So they told him everything about Yosef. So the Ramban says something unbelievable. I'm going to share you the parish of the Ramban on Breshit Memhe Chav Zayin. Says the Ramban. Ramban says, Yereli al derech hapshat. I think in the most simple understanding, Shelo hugad li Yaakov kol yamav. It was never told to Yaakov his whole life, his whole days, in his entire life, ki achiv machu et Yosef, that Yosef's brothers sold him. The brothers they told him everything except the most important thing. V'Yosef b'musaro hatov lo ratzah lahagilo. And when they got down to Egypt and he met with Yosef and they reunited and everything, Yosef didn't want to tell him. And I think there's something even more interesting than that. I suggest Yaakov also never asked the question. He suspected, he thought, but he never really wanted the answer. And I think that's an unbelievable thing. 1 second, we said that Yaakov is a person of emet, of truth. He'd want to uncover the truth? The answer is emet and shalom are two sides of the same coin. And sometimes the answer is, no, I don't want to know the truth. I want to have shalom. I want my family to come back together. Sometimes we understand that we don't need to know every single detail. We don't need to dig into every single thing. Now, of course, truth is important in the government, and truth is important in a lot of different things. But in some cases, sometimes you don't have to ask every single question. How could you have said that? Why did you say that to me? What did you do? I want to know. There's like the ads now on the football games that how the coach can throw the red flag, and then the guy comes in and shows you the replay. That, oh, you really did leave the door open last night. That's not beneficial for relationships. Yaakov Avinu, in his wisdom, understood that the true emet is understanding that I want my family and my sons to get along together. And that if I dig too deep and I ask too hard and I really want to know the entire truth, we can't handle sometimes the truth. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yaakov Avinu, teaches us that truth is a very, very fine layered thing. And that sometimes the real truth is the understanding that we have to learn to get along and to understand that people make mistakes, and forgiveness is part of truth as well. And sometimes the best question is the question I really learn not to ask. Have a Shabbat Shalom, and it's wonderful. I hope you enjoyed this D'var Torah.